Good afternoon. It's June 28th, Thursday. Got off work a little early today, which isn't so bad considering when I woke up this morning I nearly had to call in sick. I was just... But I made it in for at least as long as they needed me, and that was good. Got a message from Nick saying, hey, want to go to Golden Corral? And I'm like, it's a little expensive. I've taken off early a few days this week. I can't do that. And he's like, well, Pizza Street works too. I was like, that sounds wonderful. That's much cheaper. So now that I'm home, he's headed over, and we're gonna go get Pizza Street a nice cheap buffet option. And while waiting for Nick to arrive, I decided, hey, let's figure out where my clipboard is. And I have one here. And this has a clippy edge here. Now the thing is, I know I have one that is flat. Like, it's a different kind of clip so that it doesn't stick out. So if I'm not able to find it, I have something that'll work. But I'd like to find the other one. And so I've been looking. And I have more clipboards than I knew about. I knew about this one. I still haven't opened it. I got this at IKEA. It's the black one. Looks cool. But it also has that, edge that sticks out. So I knew about that one, but still. And I dug it out because I didn't remember if it stuck out or not, and it does. I found one over here. And in this thing, I have another one. And this one I made in middle school, and it says Pokemon. And, yeah, but it has the thing that sticks out. And then here's one I didn't even know about that I just found digging through random boxes. It's this one. But it also has an edge that sticks out, and I just can't find the one that's flat that I know I have that is easier to travel with. But I guess I'll have to search later, because Nick just arrived, and so we're going out to eat. And search, though I might, late or semi-late into the evening, I never did find that clipboard I was looking for. I don't know what I did with it. Alas, I shall have to use one of the many options of inferior clipboards, unless I happen to find it, like, tomorrow. Which at this point, I think I've pretty much looked everywhere, so I don't anticipate doing. Unless it's still at my mom's. Which, I still have a little bit of stuff there, but not much, so I don't think so. Anyways, back to the past, or where we were before getting ready to go out to eat with Nick. Yeah, we're here. I figured out why I always feel like the salad bar options here is lacking. They don't have cheese as an option. And that's like a crucial part of salad. So
I believe you can get some if you ask for it, but it's definitely not just up there.
yes. And it's probably because other people would just go adding extra cheese to all their pizzas. Mm-hmm. I don't blame them, but it's awkward enough having to ask them to make a pizza. I mean, that's totally what they do. But I'm just used to selecting from what's up there. There's not enough fresh up there, so I made the decision. Buffalo chicken sounds good. The hot wing pizza just came out. I am probably actually gonna have to let it sit here for like a minute just for the cheese to cool down enough to eat it. Also, why I've not just grabbed ranch from their salad bar before, I don't know. Never thought about it, but I just had a salad. I was like, wait a minute, I could use that for the pizza too. I piled the ice cream out of the little bowl that I have to get it in onto the cinnamon roll in a very impractical way, but I think it is kind of funny to look. I gave it a hat. Nick chose no hat. And it's just with ice cream. I could set it next to it and have it a la mode. And it was fun hanging out with Nick. But I just dropped him off, and I am headed straight up to the movie theater. Because it's been a bit since I've seen a movie, and I got that movie pass, right? There's a couple movies out that I want to see. But over the last like week and a half, my mom kept trying to go out to a movie with me. She kept saying, I want to do this, and she'd plan a day, and then ultimately, because she's been getting ready to, you know, go out of town, it just kept not working, you know, putting it off, etc. At this point, I'm like, I want to go see the movies before they're gone. So my plan right now, hopefully, just go watch Incredibles 2, because that looks fun, and I like fun. So, yeah, so I'm headed up to the movies to check that out. And, of course, I'll be talking about my thoughts of it afterwards, so, you know, spoilers incoming. So I just got out of The Incredibles 2, and it was incredible. Can actually think of a number. I'll give it 4 out of 5. It's definitely... probably, you know, and it's not a huge scale. It'll probably be a lower end of the 4 out of 5s I've given. But in general, 4 out of 5 has been movies that I want to see again, and I want to see that again. So I'd say it at least earns that. Because, yeah, I definitely would love to see that another time. And of course, moving forward, spoilers. I'm not sure if I have as much to say as I have about some movies. But, you know, definitely spoilers, and really it's starting to get late enough. I'm pretty much probably gonna end it after this, but if you want to hear my thoughts on what happened in Incredibles 2, to start, they had me start by crying. I can't even remember the name, but the little short with the dumpling character, that's really just the story of a mother coming to grips with the choices that her son is making. No dialogue, just a really touching story. But then we move into the movie, and we do so with custom Pixar and Disney logos, which were really cool. The very incredible style to them. They have a nice opening storytelling, keeping that thing. Actually, no, before the movie, there was even like the actors on there, and Samuel L. Jackson told me to just trust him that it was going to be worth the wait, and I did, and it was. And I say me because I was the only person in the theater today. Admittedly, the movie's been out for a couple weeks, so it's on its latter part, but still. Anyways, where was I? So we get into the movie, and it picks up right from Incredibles 1, which I haven't seen in years. I haven't. But it picked up right from that point, which was cool. Because, you know, it ended, like, in action, so seeing it from there. And as the story progresses, it is very much the, rich guy wants to bring superheroes back, and so he's partnering with some of them, and he chooses Elastigirl as the face, which definitely, you know, they never actually use the phrase, but it's definitely like a girl power kind of movie. Like they empower between having the villain be who she is, Elastigirl be center stage, Void, and of course Violet. There's a lot of that in there, and I think was awesome. Especially because Violet is, like, from the first one, Violet's my favorite character, so very cool. Otherwise, and admittedly, with who the villain was, it was a bit predictable. They, they have this, kind of feel here as basically the heroes are, meeting with rich, siblings and doing that. And then they go out, and there just happens to be a wonderful crime to stop right from the beginning, and it says, "Hello, Elastigirl," kind of thing, and it's like, okay. So from there, I was like, it's one of them. And admittedly, between the two of them, I kind of went back and forth until Elastigirl partnered with her to finally find the Screenslaver. And once that was the case, I was like, yeah, no, it's her. And it still took me a bit to figure out what the motive was. And to be fair, just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's bad. It was still enjoyable. But yeah, it definitely was, though, predictable. And they had the majority of the movie be a cool, just fun time family movie. It was family issues. It was parenting and kids and Violet trying to figure out how to get a date with the guy that she finally got a date with, and then her dad went and had his friend wipe the kid's memory. I mean, that's gotta be frustrating. I mean, adolescence is hard enough as it is, right? So she's having to redo all the work again to get back to where she was, and it's just so depressing, and you feel so bad for her. Oh, I'm glad they did it at the end. Oh, I'm also glad that one of those siblings was the villain, because otherwise the damage that is done to the house that they are borrowing would have me so upset, because they borrow a house from basically rich guy that's sort of, you know, trying to back all this, because, you know, in the first movie theirs was destroyed, and then Jack messes up all the furniture by eating it with the opening and closing pools, and then no, Dash does that, and then Jack messes it up by all of his superpowers, which also was just fun. It really, Jack has created a character of, let's just have fun with all sorts of different superpowers. Yeah, so that definitely was, but it did so much damage to the house that I'd feel bad if not for, oh well, it's, you know, related to the whole problem in the first place. So really, it's fine. But also really by the end, just sort of the family uniting together about being this superhero group, and, you know, driving off at the end, you know, go stop the... Well, I feel like the crime they went to stop was people recklessly shooting off firearms while driving down the road. But still not a good thing to do, so yeah, stop that. But just sort of that family, you know, ties. And yeah, and in the end, it's all action, superhero, you know, save the day. And they did a good job of making, you know, setting it up and knocking it out for the kids to play a pivotal role in making sure that you know, things got saved, and, you know, the heroes are who they are. So that was good. They did a good job with that. But majority of it was a fun family seeing Mr. Incredible trying to be a dad. Almost made me think a little bit the old song Mr. Mom. Just try to just try to take care of the baby and help Violet with all the issues she's going with, and new math. And I love that they pick on that, because it bothers me as well. Why did they change math? Math is math. Why would you change math? It's because people can be stupid. And so they wanted to make math different so they'd feel better about themselves. Also, probably something to do with trying to want to keep teaching something, and so they're teaching a different process, because you don't need math as much now that literally everybody does carry a calculator with them. I remember being in school. You won't always have a calculator with you. Oh yeah? Not that it's not still good to know math. Math is fun. And more complex math is something you can't just, you have to figure out how to enter the formula, so yeah. Anyways. I've gotten a little bit off topic as I'm discussing math now. The movie was enjoyable, and it was a fun animated movie. It's just fun to see that. No, not really depth, not a deep movie, but a fun movie, and I was glad I saw it. So if you saw The Incredibles 2, let me know what you thought down below. Otherwise, like I said, I'm pretty much headed home, probably gonna do a little editing and head to bed. So thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.